Hello student, welcome to the course on electronics made easy. In the earlier classes we have learned about the Arduino and their important aspect. Now today we will see the different electronic component with their connections. Now some of the terms will come you might have came across earlier also, but now we will revise because these terms as well as the components we have to use for building the Arduino project. Okay. Now for that purpose the revision is must. Now first of all of you are aware what is the voltage. Voltage is nothing but the potential required for doing certain work, electrical work specifically. Then the symbol of this potential difference is the E, and practically we are writing the potential difference in terms of voltages, that is the capital V, and 1 volt is the measure of amount of work required to move the 1 coulomb of charge. Okay. And voltages, proper voltages must be get maintained at the different terminals of Arduino. Therefore, you have to be always ensure that whether the terminals are getting the proper voltages. Otherwise, Arduino board may face the problem. Then current, all of you are aware, the electronic devices work on the current. Current is nothing but the movement of charge carriers. We know that current is because of the movement of electrons. Okay, in the conductors, electrons moves from one point to the another point, and that causes the current. And this movement is because of the potential difference between these two terminals that is known to us. If the potential difference is more current will flow depending upon the conductivity of material, and free electrons are responsible for the current conduction purpose. Current is measured in terms of ampere, and the symbol of this is I, which is given I is given as a charge, that is the Q divided by time. How many charges are traveled from one terminal to the another terminal within the particular time t. T is always given in the second. Okay, and we can measure the voltages as well as the current by using the multimeter, and that must be known to you. See that here today we will see only the required, we can say that electronic component as well as the quantities which we need to measure. But if you don't know, then you need to take help of internet. You have to take help of certain resources and get it understood. Okay, here I will give only the outlines or just an introduction of this component. Not even introduction, it will be the revision because you might have learned all these terminologies earlier also. But if your ideas are not clear, you take help of the resources available on internet, as well as the books are also there. Even I am also supplying the reading material for you. Okay. Then see that for current circulation, circuit means the connections of a component with the batteries or different components, that is known as a circuit. For the current circulation, the circuit must be get completed. Here you can see that in this PPT. Here you can see that a battery is there of having the two terminals, positive terminal and the negative terminal. And if I have to connect the light, then I have to complete the circuit in this way. Positive terminal is connected to one of the pin of this light, and another pin is connected to the negative terminal. Means current will flow from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Okay, though I am using the word current flows from positive terminal to the negative terminal, but we'll see actually how the movement of electron takes place and why I am calling the current is flowing from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Now another type of circuit is the open circuit. If nothing is means none of, if the circuit is not connected to any device, that is called as the open circuit. In open circuit connections, current cannot circulate. Now, as I have mentioned, the direction of electron flow. Electrons always flow from negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal of the battery, whereas the conventional current is always opposite to that of flow of electrons. Conventional current is always measured from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Therefore, wherever we have to apply certain laws like Kirchhoff's current laws, Kirchhoff's voltage laws, or any other uh, theorems, then we need to use a conventional current. Now there are two type of current. One is the direct current and other is the alternating current. Direct current means the whose value does not vary with respect to the time. That is called as the direct current. Whereas in alternating current, the value of current varies with respect to the time. But let me clear that generating the alternating current is easier as compared to the direct current. Therefore, all the power stations in India, they are generating the current in terms of alternating current. Even our household applications, we are having the alternating current, AC current available for in our houses. Whereas some applications require the direct current, specifically electronic equipment like a printer, laptop, computers, even your mobile phone. They use the direct current. The source of direct current can be, we can say that means we can convert the alternating current into the direct current by using rectifier, or all the batteries they are giving the DC supply, that is the direct current supply. Now, if you see the different electronic component, they are categorized into two main, we can say that categories. One is the active components and other is the passive component. Though in the PPT, third part is also given, that is the semiconductor devices, but they can be placed either in the active or in the passive categories also. Okay. And though here the written that only it is for the robotics, but it is can be for the different applications also. Active components means the active components are the components, those are having the voltage sources, current sources, uh, as well as they are able to amplify or rectify the signal. Such a components are called as the active component. Passive components, if they doesn't have the voltage as well as the current sources inside, as well as they are not able to rectify or amplify the signal, they are, all the components are known as the passive component. And examples are the resistors, capacitors, and inductors. Semiconductor devices are also there. For example, we here only two devices are given. One is the diode and another one is the transistors. But let me clear: diode and transistors both are the active devices because they are having ability to amplify as well as the rectify the signal. Then one of the common component, electronic component, is the resistance. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current, and resistance we need in the electronic circuit design to provide the resistance to the flow of current. The fact that a wire can become hot from the flow of current is evidence of the resistance. Conductors have a very little resistance. Insulators have the large resistance of the resistance. Purposefully, we have to insert the resistances of different values. Normally, resistance is measured in ohms. Okay, a resistance impedes the flow of electricity through a circuit. Here you can see the symbol of resistance. Okay, this is the symbol of resistance, and here you can see that physically how the resistance look like. Different bands are there. These bands are used for recognizing the values of resistance. Okay. Now how to recognize the values, that is also given in this slide. Here first band, second band, the appropriate values are there. For example, for red the value is 2 and so on. You can get the chart of color codes easily. But first band, second band, and third band, actually, if third three band color coding is there, then two bands will be as it is, and third band will be used as the multiplier. And one more band is there, tolerance band, because the values cannot be exact. Some variations may be there. To know that variations, we have to use the tolerance multiplier. Here, for your reference, the color code values are given. For example, black 0, brown 1, red 2, orange 3, yellow 4, and so on. And tolerances are also given. If gold band is there, then tolerance of the resistance will be plus minus 5%. For silver, that is plus minus 10%, and for no band, the tolerance is 20%. For some special resistances, different. Actually, these three tolerance bands are more common, but other colors can be used as a tolerance band, and the values you can see. Uh, the resistances are used in the ohms, but ohm is a small unit. Therefore, resistances are available in kilo ohms, mega ohms, micro ohms, nano ohms, pico ohms. Now, Ohm's law is also there. How to calculate the resistance? Then, as per the Ohm's law, the current is nothing but the ratio of voltage and resistance. By using this equation, you can find out any one of the parameter if the rest of the two parameters are known to us. For example, if you know the voltage and you know the current, then you can find out the value of resistance. R is equal to V by I. Then by the resistances generates the power. Okay. The unit of electrical power is the watt. Power is how much work is done over a time, and how much power is consumed in the circuit that we have to calculate while designing the uh, some while designing a particular circuit or particular project for the Arduino purpose. If the power exceeds, your Arduino device may be get damaged. Therefore, how much power your project is going to consume, that you need to calculate each and every time. Okay, and then you have to proceed. You can calculate the power by using this formula: V square divided by R, or P is equal to I square into R, or P is equal to V into I. Then along with the resistances which we have seen, sometimes we need the variable resistances also, means whose value we need to change, because what value of exact resistance required in the circuit, that we are not sure, and we need to change its value when the circuit is in working. For that purpose, best choice is to use the variable resistances, and they are available. If you are using the variable resistance of 1 kilo ohm, means the resistance value you can change from 0 to 1 kilo ohm by using a wiper. Here you can see that this is the contact moving along the resistance surface, that is known as the wiper. This is movable and you can move it in the working circuit also. Here is the plus battery, second one is the negative, and central one is the output. Then how the variable resistances look like, you can see that center is the output which we have to use for the making the circuit. Then another kind of resistances are also there, that is the thermistors as well as the LDR. Thermistors are nothing but the resistances whose resistance value varies with respect to the temperature, and you know that they are of two type, PTC and NTC. Resistances increases with the temperature, that is known as the PTC, positive temperature coefficient, and another one is the NTC, whose resistance decreases with the temperature. Another type is the LDR, that is the light dependent resistance. Depending upon the light intensity, the resistance value changes. They are made up of cadmium sulfate, lead sulfate type of material, and this is useful if we have to, for example, the light sensitive to the darkness. Then another important electronic component is the capacitors. Capacitors are used for storing the electrical energy. Capacitance is measured in farad. The small capacitors usually used in electronics are often measured in microfarad and nanofarad. As the farad unit is a large unit, normally microfarad and nanofarads are the values which are in use for electronic circuit design. Now here you can see the different type of capacitors. This capacitor is the electrolytic type of capacitor. This is the ceramic type of capacitor, and here is the symbol of non-polar capacitors. Only two parallel plate, and here maybe you can connect to the positive side, and here you can connect to the negative side, or vice versa, because this is a non-polar. But polar capacitors are also available in the market for larger value of the capacitances. And here you can see the electrolytic type of capacitor. This capacitor is the polar capacitor, and you cannot interchange the terminal. The longest side of terminal is the positive side, means you have to connect it to the positive side, and shorter terminal is the negative side. And here you can see the symbol of such type of capacitor. Now this side is negative side and this is your positive side. Okay. The curly side is always the negative terminal of the capacitor, and the straight is the positive terminal of the capacitor. Then one more electronic component is the diode. Diode is used as a one-way switch, okay, or one-way valve or gate. Here current flows only from one direction to the another direction. Not the reverse current is not possible. Current always flow from anode to the cathode. Now this part is called as the anode. This is your anode, and this is the cathode. Normally for cathode key is, and here you can see the physical appearance of the diode. This uh, gray strip is the cathode. Okay. This part is cathode and this is your anode. Accordingly, you have to make connections in the circuit. Then here you can see that this band shows the cathode terminal of your diode. Then another variation of the diode is the light emitting diode. Okay, the working of this light emitting diode is very similar to the diode. Only in the diode, the light is means the energy is emitted in terms of infrared, whereas an LED it is emitted in terms of visible light. Whenever the electricity passes, it emits the different the light of different colors. That may be the red, green, yellow, blue, and so on. For we can say that for designing the LED boards as well as means in our interfacing, we are going to use the LEDs. At that time, we will came across how to understand. Now here you can see that the longer side of this LED is the anode, and shorter side is cathode. In this way, you can use it in the circuit. Then another type of diode is the photodiode. This diode is having the tendency to convert the light energy, light intensity into the electrical energy. Means you can use the photodiode as a sensor. Photodiodes are normally used in the reverse bias condition, and they are also essential for sensing the light intensity. Then mostly use application of the diode is the rectifier. Rectifiers are able to convert the AC signal into the DC signal that most of the times we require for electronic circuit design. In the electronic circuit design, all the power supply, actually for electronic power supply we need the DC, and as from the MSCB or in the household application AC supply is available. For converting AC into the DC, we need to use the rectifiers. Then we have to use the different type of batteries cells. There are two type of cells are available in the market: primary cells and secondary cells. Primary cells are the type of cells, they are not reusable. Once that is used, then we have to replace with the another one, whereas the secondary cells that can be recharged and we can use it for longer time period, rechargeable. Then we need to use the switches. These are the manual switches, and we need this is used for controlling the current. If we don't want the current in a particular circuit, then we can switch off, and if we need the supply, then we can switch on. Different type of switches are available in the market. That is SPST, single pole single throw; SPDT, single pole double throw; DPST, double pole single throw; and DPDT, that is double pole double throw. Depending upon the applications and requirement, we have to use this type of switches. Then most important electronic part is the transistor, and you have learned the transistors up to the unit number 4. I will not go in details of the transistors, but now transistors are the turning points. Invention of the transistors is the turning point in the electronics, in the field of electronics, and the things are not never before. The whatever revolutions you have seen, or the backbone even of the Arduino, we can say that is the transistors. The transistors made the different electronic equipment available in true sense. Therefore, learning the transistors is essential for the electronic engineers as well as the electronic hobbyists. A transistor is a semiconductor device used to amplify and switch electronic signal and electrical power. Now, normally transistors are having two broad applications. Transistors are able to amplify the signal as well as they can be used as an electronic switch. Now, you will think that earlier we have seen the switch that they are the manual switch and we can make them on and off hardly we can say that 10 to 20 times maximum 10 to 20 times within a second. But now these transistors can switch on and off we can say that million billions of time within a second. They work with very high frequency, that is in the gigahertz. Gigahertz means 1 multiplied by 10 raised to 9 hertz. That much time they can switch on and off. That's why they are we can say that they are widely used for processing signal processing purpose. Now, how the transistor works that we have learned earlier. Just we will see that there are two type of transistors. One is the NPN type of transistors and other is the PNP type of transistors. And here you can see the symbol. For NPN transistors, the arrow is outward, and for PNP transistors, arrow is inward. But let me clear that arrow is always placed over the emitter terminal. There are three terminals: collector, emitter, and base, as you are aware. Uh, Normally we are by default the transistor we consider as the BJT, that is the bipolar junction transistor, but that is not always so, because nowadays for betterment purpose other type of transistors are also used, that is the field effect transistors, FETs. Because of their small size they are more suitable, more small size as well as the more amplification, high input resistance. FETs are replacing the BGTs for application, for amplification as well as the switching application purpose. FETs are also of means N channel as well as the P channel type, and you need to learn the FETs and working of the BGTs and FETs in detail if you want to build electronic projects. And here you can see the schematic diagrams, symbols, the symbols of BGTs and BGTs we have seen. But here you can see the symbol of FETs, P channel as well as the N channel. Three terminals are there: source, drain, as well as the gate. If arrow is going outside, that is the P channel. If arrow is going inside, that is the N channel FETs. Again, FETs are also of different type: enhancement type of FETs as well as the depletion type of FET. Enhancement type of FET is more popular among the means electronic circuit designers. But now using the discrete FETs is very rare because they are coming in the compact integrated circuit pack. Then one more electronic component is the relay. Relays are nothing but the mechanical switches, and they are used for the controlling purpose. In for making the electrical motor on and off, relays are there in the control panel. Similarly, we how to use the relay for automation purpose. Different kind of relays are available, and here you can see that one common terminal is there, and that common terminal we can connect to the normally connect terminal or normally open terminal depending upon the requirement. Here is the coil, and this coil will be get magnetized depending upon the signal flowing through it. Depending upon some event, this coil will be get magnetized, and your normally connected will be become normally open, and normally open will become the normally connected, and accordingly you can make the connections outside the circuit. Then one more component that is used by the electronic designers for interfacing purpose is the 7 segment display. Now here you can see that 7 segment are there. First segment is the A, then B, C, D, E, F, and G. By using these 7 segment A to G, you can display the different numerical values from 0 to 9. Okay, and such kind of displays are popular for a we can say that simple simple board, notice board. Even on the calculator also you can see that this kind of displays are there. How to use them and how to activate one of the segment that we will see. Again, the 7 segment displays are of two type: common anode type of display and common cathode type of display. Now, in the subsequent videos, we are going to build the project, different type of project, different type of interfacing we will come across. But now as a beginners we will not go for the uh, we can say that permanent electronic circuit board, that is known as the printed circuit board. We'll see the pictures of printed circuit board in the next slides. But for that purpose, for the beginners, for practice purpose, using the breadboard is the best solution. Now what is the breadboard? You can see that breadboard is having the different slots. Some slots are horizontally connected, some slots are vertically connected. Now here you can see the picture. Now this section, in this section all the slots are vertically connected. Here you can see that vertical connects internally, they are vertically connected. Here you can see easily. Whereas on either side, horizontally, some slots are horizontally connected. Here you can see that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, here only 5 is there, but in actual breadboard there are the 10 sections. Okay, now here you can see that first 5 sections are horizontally connected by the top line. Similarly, here also this is horizontally connected till the 5 lines. Okay. This is only the half part of the breadboard. Similar half part is on the right hand side. Then you must be aware, depending upon the means internal connections, you can place the component over this breadboard and get it connected. And once the circuit is working properly, then you may convert this breadboard circuit into the final PCB. But beginners, even in IITs also, in the education sectors, they are using the breadboard for the learning purpose, and that is the better and a quick solution. Therefore, my suggestion is also that you purchase the breadboard and start making the connections, because you can easily change the connections over the breadboard. Then multimeter must be with you, because making checking the connection purpose, whether the wires are continue, proper voltages are there, how much current is flowing through the particular branch. To know all these parameters, you need to use the multimeter. Therefore, my recommendation is that you purchase the good quality multimeters, or if you don't want to purchase, you made it available, because you need to use the multimeters while building the simple project also. Then now even we have discussed about the electronic components, but nowadays using this component, their knowledge you must have, but using the discrete component is only limited to means learning purpose or building a simple project. But if you have to go ahead and if you have to design a more smarter and some complex project, then ready-made solutions are available in terms of integrated circuit. In market, ICs for the different functions. For example, audio ICs are available, driver ICs are available. Then these ICs make the our designing work more easier. That's why you must be aware. For example, regulation for voltage regulation, we are having the 7805, which provides the 5 volt DC output. Then such a ready-made ICs are available in the market, and whenever you require, you try to use them in your circuit, which makes your circuit more compact, and chances of getting the output also increases, because integrated circuit directly gives you the output. Then once your circuit is ready, if it is working over the breadboard, then one more solution is also there. Actually, when the printed circuit, before the using it on the breadboard, nowadays softwares are also available, simulation software. All the components virtually available in that simulation software. Without purchasing the component, you can make the connections and you can check the output. If output is coming, the next step is to use the breadboard. If the output of the breadboard is also as per the expectation, then you can convert that breadboard connections as a permanent circuit using the printed circuit board. And here you can see the front view, or we can see the top view of this printed circuit board. Here you can see that different components are very wisely connected over the printed circuit board. Now these connections are made using the footprint of the component, and for that purpose various softwares are available in the market, like circuit makers is also there. Then you are having the Proteus, you are having the then we can say that PSpice models are also there for the designing purpose. Now this is the back side of a circuit board. Here you can see that uh, places means through hole connections are available for placing the components. Now this is all about the electronic component and their connections. Now this information is limited, but now I have given the overview of only the electronic component and their connections. Now this will be helpful, and whatever guidelines I have given, you have to use them while designing the project using the Arduino. Thank you very much for listening patiently.